Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Let's get this back just a little bit. Alright, so yeah, today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video. Some people have asked me about kind of like what my favorite baits are. So I'm just going to go with what I use, what my go-to baits are, instead of my favorite baits, I guess I should say, because more, your go-to baits are more like the ones you catch a lot of fish off of. It don't necessarily mean it's your favorite baits, but it's the ones you can rely on to catch a lot of fish off of. Or, not even necessarily a lot of fish off of, just to catch fish on, period. You're having one of them days that you're not catching no fish off this bait or that bait, and it goes to your head and you're like, well, duh, I can go back and try this one because I've caught fish off of it 100 times before, why not again, So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna just do the plastics. I kind of broke it down into categories like Ned baits, crawls, Beaver Style baits, worms, and stuff like that. So I kind of broke it down, and I did like 2 packages of worms or something like that per category. So we're gonna do that. I want to say thank y'all for killing it on the subscribe button and the likes and the comments. Love the comments. I love talking to y'all guys and gals, I should say. I've been seeing a few women on here, so that's cool. All right, so anyways, I'm just gonna start off with, I'm not gonna like talk a whole lot about each one, but I'm just gonna explain. So my favorite Ned rigging or finesse style type baits. This one right here is probably going to be my favorite. This right here is the 13 Fishing Ninja Crawl. It's in a Royal Irishman color. I really don't have a favorite color. They make some really good colors. I really like this for a Ned rig because of the action and the buoyancy. The little crawls, the little claws on there disperse a lot of action, kind of like the Kraken crawl, I guess you would say. And not only that, they got that attractants on there. I don't know if that helps or not. I couldn't tell you. But so yeah, I really like these. You can use them on the Ned rig, or you can use them on like a finesse jig, but yeah, so this is one of my favorite little finesse baits. Next up is going to be the Ned Rig, the hula stick. And don't get me wrong, I like the original, the TRD. But these right here seem to work better for me. And I think the reason why is because if you look at the end of the tail, it's got these little split ends on there. And them things seem to put off a little bit of action in the water. They spread open. And they kind of wave around in the water. So these seem to work a lot better to me than just the plain old TRD. And like I said, color really don't matter. This one's in a California crawl. But yeah, these seem to work really well for me. And like I said, this was hard to break down, but for each category, I could have put probably 5 or 10 of them on each one. But so yeah, anyways. So next up is going to be my soft jerk baits. And my favorite is the Zoom Fluke. Anybody that watches my channel knows I love Zoom Flukes. And all this is basically just a little soft jerk bait. I catch a lot of fish off these. This right here is probably my major go-to because you can catch fish off these things in any time of the year. And my favorite color by far is the smoking shad. That color seems to work really good for me. And also, what is the other color? Watermelon red seems to work really good for me too. I've got a bunch of these, and you know, Zoom Flukes have been around forever, so that's that. Next up, we're going to go into the crawl stage, and it's going to be the Googan Crack and Crawl. I mean, these things right here just disperse so much water. They're so versatile. I mean, you can Texas rig them. You can put them on a stand-up jig. You can put them on the back of like chatterbaits, spinner baits. You can just use them so much in so many different ways, and they're very durable. I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to catch 20 fish off of one, but you know, you're probably going to catch 4 or 5 fish off of it, depending on what kind of fish you're getting and how big they are. My next favorite crawl bait's going to be the 10,000 fish saw crawl. This one right here is actually probably my favorite crawl. They're a little bit bigger than the Strike King Rage crawl or the Crack and Crawl. They're bigger profile, works better whenever you Texas rig it, but you can also rig them like you on the back of a chatterbait, which is a trailer, or on a jig. They work really good, very durable. They're priced reasonably, so reasonable, I should say. And they come in a lot of colors too. This one right here happens to be my favorite color for this one, and it's a blue crawl. Comes with 7 of them in a pack. I've got a bunch of these on my pegboard. I like them. They work really well. Next up is going to be the 6 Sense Cluck. It's a 5.4 inch worm. I think they make different sizes of this. I think there's a 6 inch worm or something like that. But anyways, this right here is a really good worm. I use this on Texas rigs, and I use it on wacky rigs too, and it works really well. And something about these little ridges in it, it's got like little diamond cuts in it. Works really well. Their baits are durable. They have a little bit of smell to them, but not much. But all in all, you know, wacky rig, Texas rig, finesse bait, I mean, you name it. So yeah, usually whenever the fish are on the beds or they're up in the buck brush, I'll use a worm like this. And 6 Sense, they just make some good colors too. Like this one, the Bluegrass Magic, got some like a real shade of blue on the top, and then the bottom is green. And something about that profile works really well for me. Sticking with that category, the next one's going to be the Biospawn Exostic Pro. And I've got a bunch of these. I'm a big fan of Biospawn. I like their baits. And this worm can be rigged in so many different ways, it's not even funny. Just the profile of it allows you to work it, you know, in different ways. Like I said, I use this about like I do that. It's a little bit heavier of a worm, so it tends to sink a little bit faster. But whenever it's falling, it kind of wiggles like that. And so yeah, really good bait. If y'all haven't tried the Biospawn Exostic, give them a shot. They work really good. They don't come in these packages really that much. They normally come like this in this little shell. And what's the size of these? Don't say what size they are, but I'm imagining they're probably like a 5 or 6 inch worm. I don't know why they came in the bag in this one, and then I've been getting them like this now in a little shell. So yeah, that would be one of my favorite worms to go to. Caught a lot of fish off them too. Next up, I guess we'll go with the Beaver Style. And it's going to be the Z-Man Pimento Bug. And yeah, so these, I just really like them because there's not a whole lot of action. I mean, these things do put off a little bit of action, but this right here is more of your subtle pace action. It's going to drop in there and it's going to put a little bit of commotion. But I really like the durability of these. I mean, you can catch just too many fish off of it before you ever have to replace. And these work really good on a Texas rig or on the back of a jig. And I think they do really good with those. So my next Beaver Style bait is going to be, once again, the Biospawn, and this is the Vile Bug. And these little, here, I'll go ahead and open this. Y'all seen the other video, the last video, I got a bunch of these in. I think I got one of every color, except for the red. They didn't, it was called the Falcon Crawl, I believe, or something like that. But they didn't have that color in when I went to go get them, so I got all the other colors. But this right here, them little appendages right there, they put off a lot more action than what the Pimento Bug does. It's got more of a faster pace. These right here seem to thrush a lot of water. And if you want a bait that's going to get down there quick, this one does it because it's got holes. You can see through, it's got holes in there, and that allows it to get down to the bottom quick. So if you're looking for that fast paced bait instead of a slow fall and you want a faster fall, these work really good. This right here, I believe, is the Okeechobee. Yeah, this is Okeechobee Crawl. It's got that green on one side, blue on the other. And these make really good trailers too. Like, you know, for chatterbaits and stuff like that. They work really well. The only disadvantage I would say about these is the durability is not that great. Since it's got that, you know, them spacings in between it, they seem to rip pretty easy right there. So that might be why they're also kind of on the cheap side too. But like I said, they catch fish. They work really well. And you get 2, 4, 6, 7. You get 7 of them in a box. They're a 4-inch. So those work really well too. And next up is going to be my swim style baits. And these are going to be what I would normally throw on the back of a chatterbait or a spinnerbait. You can even use them with like a weighted swim hook. And I went with the razor shed. A lot of people tend to go with the Gary Omoto, I forgot what their swim bait's called, but they tend to lean towards that. I like these better. I think the tail action's a little bit better because it's got these little grooves in them. They're like segmented. So I seem to like that better. The tail action's got the, you can see, got those little segments in there. It's got the hook slot, and they're real stretchy. You know, they're elastic, so it's going to last you forever. This right here is one of my favorite colors through theirs. It's that black and blue laminate. Seems to work really well for me. And like I said, these colors are based on what I fish with. So, you know, your colors are going to be different based on your waters. But for a swim bait, as far as like throwing on the back of a chatterbait or something, this is one of them I do throw quite a bit. And like I said, you only get 4 of them in a pack, but this 4 are gonna last you probably the length of, you know, 7 or 8 packs of Gary Yamamoto's or any of them other ones, because of the elastic. It's made to last for a long time. You don't get a lot for your money, but you do, because you get the lifetime of the bait. And then next up is going to be another Biospawn, and it's the Exo Swim. And these are really good swim baits. They work really well on the back of chatterbaits, the back of spinner baits, belly weight hooks. They work really well. They make a bigger one, I think. Yeah, they make a bigger one. It's like a 4.6 inch. But I like to stay towards the smaller size. 4 inches seems to work really good. That big old paddle tail on the back puts off a lot of water, but and a lot of action. But once again, like I said, the durability is not there. I have a bad problem with fish tending to bite and they just rip the tail right off. So yeah, so the more I use these, like y'all seen, I've been opening up a lot of these baits recently, and all this right here will probably change after this year. Half this stuff will probably be different, because, you know, you've got so many of these that you can try, like the Googan Sausage Swimmers. You got the Big Bite Pro Swimmers. And then I've got some of these, the 13 Fishing Churros. So, you know, I'm going to fish with these this year and try to get some feedback on them. So yeah, that right there is going to be my favorite plastics. These are the ones I catch fish off of. So yeah. But like I said, I got a lot of new baits this year to try out. You know, I would like to say that my favorite bait is this bait right here, this Power Champ, but I haven't used it, so I'm not gonna say, yeah, it's my favorite bait. Just like, you know, the 13 Fishing Jabberjaw, I would like to say that's one of my favorites, but I haven't got to use it yet, so I can't. So yeah, so anyways, that's my list for this last year, and for the past year or two. These are what I've been using, and what's caught me fish. That's what I depend on to catch fish, as far as plastic goes. So anyways, I hope y'all like this review. I hope this helps some of y'all out. Like I said, this is my recommendation. This is not me telling y'all go buy these baits and try them out and use them and they're going to be your favorite. That's not how it works. This is what works for me. Let me know if any of y'all use this stuff and what y'all think about it. Or any of these y'all's favorite baits. But anyways, like I said, I appreciate everything y'all been doing, hitting that like button and sharing the videos and everything, and I really appreciate it. I just wanted to drop in and give y'all a video for today. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll do some hard baits and jigs and stuff like that on the next video or sometime soon. Anyways, thank y'all and have a good night.